Who's bigger to, well, actually just, never mind. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this together because I found that my last class really struggled with operations. Okay, so my numbers are 2 and 4. We're gonna add 2 to each of those. So what's 2 plus 2?
8.
And what's 4 plus 2? Write those numbers. Okay, now I would like to subtract 3 from these numbers. So if I take 4 minus 3, what is that?
1.
Okay. What is 6 minus 3?
3.
Okay, Omari.
Sorry.
Add negative 2 is the same thing as what?
Negative 4.
Minus 2.
Is the same thing as minus 2. So what's 1 minus 2?
Negative 4.
Thank you. And what is 3 minus 2?
2. Whoa.
Okay. Now what about this subtract negative 4?
Negative 5.
Okay, subtract means we add the opposite. So subtracting negative 4 is the same thing as adding positive 4. So if we add positive 4 to negative 1, we get, and to 1, we get 5, right? Okay. Now we're going to multiply by 2. What's 3 times 2? What's 5 times 2? Now we're going to subtract 7. What's 6 minus 7? What's 10 minus 7? Do you not have one? You didn't think to tell me that? Okay, now we're going to multiply by negative 3. So if we multiply by negative 3, what's negative 1 times negative 3?
3.
And what's 3 times negative 3? Negative 9. Okay. Now we're going to add 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. Now we're going to divide by 4. 8 divided by 4. Negative 4 divided by 2.
Negative 2.
4.
JK. Negative 4 divided by 4.
Negative 1.
I'm fine. Okay. That was rude. Subtract 2. What's 2 minus 2? Negative 1 minus 2. Okay. The last one. Divide by negative 1. What is 0 divided by negative 1? 0, because it's 0. Negative 3 divided by negative 1.
3.
8. 2. 1.
Okay. What I want you to do for each row, I want you to write the inequality sign. So who's bigger, 2 or 4? Write the inequality sign. Who's bigger, 2, 4, or 6? Write the inequality sign. Yep, it needs to eat the bigger number. Then I want you to look at that bottom question, see what you think. Are you noticing anything?
No. She's not.
Okay, I am going to write the inequality sign the same unless you tell me to flip. Ready?
Wait, what do you mean? You're gonna write it wrong?
Flip. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Flip it?
Flip.
Okay, so now I'm going to write it this way until.
Flip.
Now I flip it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so you told me that it flipped here and here, right? Okay, so what do you notice? When did it flip? When just any multiplier divide? So like oh, because here I divided, here I multiplied, right? So Ellie and Landon are telling me that our sign flips if we multiply or divide by a negative. Do you agree with their observation? Okay, I asked a question and literally nobody answered me.
I know.
Yes, I do.
Well, because you are the part of the. Okay,
I don't know.
Ellie and Landon noticed that when we multiplied or divided by a negative, the inequality sign changed. Do you agree with their observation?
No.
Temperance, you don't agree? Why don't you agree? Okay, I need you to stop talking to Matthew.
But tell him to stop being mean. I'm sorry, Miss Holmes, that was not nice of me.
Matthew, did you have a question?
No.
Please turn to page 12. In our investigation, we noticed that anytime we multiplied or divided our inequality by a negative number, then our inequality sign had to flip in order for inequality to remain true. I don't know why there's an R there. There. If we multiply or divide each side of the inequality by a negative, we have to flip the inequality sign for it to remain true. Okay, we're usually so good about focusing during notes. I don't know what's in the water today.
It's just 'cause it's almost Halloween. 4 days.
Okay. Well, I promise you that tomorrow will be exciting because we're going to do math in the black light.
In the dark.
Like glow in the dark math.
That's gonna be fun.
I'll have glow sticks. We'll do math with highlighters. But if we can't handle this simple thing, don't make me kick you out of glow day.
Are you targeting below? I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to look at number 1. What operation is in between -5 and W, Matthew? So we need to undo multiplication, and we know we need to undo multiplication by dividing both sides by -5. Josie, are we dividing by a negative number? We sure are. So if we are dividing by a negative number, we know we have W, we know we have -4, but Landon Bishop, stop talking.
What's his middle name?
It doesn't matter. Put that back in the middle. Where'd the pumpkin sheet that goes inside of it go? Okay, since we divided by a negative, that means this inequality sign has to flip in order for our inequality to remain true. We divided by a negative, so we have to flip our inequality sign. Okay, so I see some of you already starting to graph it. Open or close circle? Open circle at -4. All right. Carly, do we go to the right or to the left? Are we going to color to the right or to the left?
To the right.
So if W is less than -4,
Wait, no, I didn't see the new sign.
the new sign tells us we need to go to the left. Okay. All right, I would like you to do number 2. See what you get. Can you just do it? Oh, yeah.
No, I mean like once I run out.
Yeah.
Can I go? Out in the hall? Please.
In the hallway. Just like you're not going to go anywhere. Just like take a breath out in the hall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But your phone needs to stay here. Okay.
And then put it back outside.
Okay. Kaylee, what'd you do to both sides? We need to undo the multiplication by dividing by -2. Do you agree with Kaylee? I think I heard a yes. So we have n. 6 divided by -2 is -3. And then since we divided by a negative, we need to flip our inequality sign. That wind is really gross. All right. Open or closed at -3. Everybody, to the right or to the left? We are greater than or equal to -3. We need to color in numbers that are bigger than -3. Okay. Now. In number 3. Number 3 is kind of strange, isn't it? Why is number 3 a little different?
Because the P is on the other side.
Okay, so not only do we have a negative that we have to worry about, but it's also on the right side, our variable is. So first, -3 is connected to B by what operation? Division. So we need to undo division by multiplying both sides by -3. Those are going to undo each other. We have B and -3. Notice how I still have B on the right side. I haven't moved it yet. But we multiplied by a negative number, so we have to flip our sign. Okay? Yes, Matthew. Huh? What is the next step? Okay, so now we need to rewrite it because we want B to be on the left side. So I'm going to put B on the left side, -3 on the right side. But my inequality still needs to open towards B. So it is B is greater than -3. Open circle at -3, and we need to get bigger. Okay. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. We're going to skip number 4. We're going to go to page 13. And on page 13, there are 4 problems. I want you to put a star by any problem where one of the steps is multiply or divide by a negative. Put a star on any problem where you would have to multiply or divide by a negative. Simple, just do it.
For multiplication, we flip the sign, correct?
If it's a negative. Is that your game? Oh, better get untired pretty quick. We only have a couple hours, right? Well, I know, but before you can game,
You don't want to lie down?
gotta get it. Find some energy, Landon. All right, number 1. Did you put a star on number 1? Okay, I'm gonna ask this again. Now that everybody's paying attention, did you put a star on number 1? Yes. That's a star. In order to solve number 1, what do we need to do to both sides? We need to divide by -8. And if we are dividing by a negative number, then we have to flip our sign. Ooh, and what number's on the right? Okay. In order for us to have time to work on our homework, I'm going to skip the graphing. Will that upset you? Okay. In number 2, did you put a star? In number 2, did you put a star?
Wait, number 2? Where?
Number 2. We're on this side. Okay. In order to solve number 2, how do we undo this operation right here? Okay, we're going to have to multiply by -4 to each side. Are we multiplying or dividing by a negative? Yes, we're multiplying by a negative. So we need to flip our sign. So W is less than 20. Do you have a question, Temperance?
No, but
It is interesting. Okay. Now, I asked you to put a star by any problem that we had to multiply or divide by a negative. Is number 3 one of those problems?
No.
There is no star on number 3. When we solve number 3, we need to divide both sides by 4, but that's definitely a positive number. So we have 4 is greater than x. But Matthew's like, no, Ms. Holman, we're not done. Okay, we want that x to be on the left. So I'm going to call this rewriting it. Okay, that's what I've called it all along. We need to rewrite it. X and 4 need to trade places, but the inequality sign needs to remain opening up to 4. So I got to open it up to 4. Yeah. If you're walking home, put some rocks in your backpack today. Yikes. It's windy out there. Look at that. I was just teasing. Like, weigh you down so you don't blow away. Okay. Did you put a star on number 4? I see a negative. Why not? Okay. It says D divided by 6. So in order to undo divide by 6, we need to multiply both sides by 6. What kind of number are we multiplying by? Positive or negative?
Wait, pause.
This is a positive number, okay? So we do not flip this sign. This remains less than or equal to, and I do not know what negative 66 times 6 is.
I got you. Negative 66. Times what?
Oh, what? I was right.
We were multiplying, my dear.
Oh, I was right.
Yes.
Wait, what about when like you have to like put
No.
the variable to the other side, but then like at the end you have to like flip it again for the negative, and then just flip it again?
Yeah, you just keep flipping. Okay? So, you need to be able to determine when we flip the sign and when we don't. We only flip the sign when we multiply or divide by a negative. Turn to page 14. Page 14.